I read it. It's all on time. Okay. Man, welcome guys for Aftermath against Arena for the win. The big favorite against the team that could potentially surprise here on Arabia, our first map. And oh god, that was the wrong one again. And okay, now we see Timotheus is the pocket position. He is playing the Magyars. His flank is Messias, the Berbers, and their teammate will be Spring, who actually is facing pretty close by Leary, so that will be an interesting spot. Leary already stealing some of the boars, or the sheep. On the other side we have MBL, the Magyar pocket position, and Hard with the Malian. So they're going for pretty strong civilizations here in game number 1. And oh god, look at that. Spring already very low on HP here, but he already stole a boar, so sweet stuff for him. I'm going for some more deer. He even stole 2 boars. What did we see? Oh, what did I miss? So sick here. Spring with a pretty good start at the team, but losing his scout now, and that was pretty sweet for him. And I even feel like, guys, should we do it? No. Okay. And yeah, a lot of access here, and it's already past the time of restart possibilities. So MBL is now trying to steal the boar. Where is he going? Timotheus is coming over and blocking that. So pretty sweet. MBL already took 2 hits here, and yeah, Spring is coming indeed, not far away, and yeah, he will get 3 boars for sure. And remember guys, he's Mongol, so that will be some juicy eco for him here. And very short distance Leary, who will struggle quite a bit. Let's see what Spring will actually be able to do. Okay, let's think about it. Malians over here and Magyar, so those are 2 pretty sexy civilizations for sure. Berbers flank here, and the pocket position with Magyar for Timotheus as well. 7 minutes 8 seconds seems to be a pretty solid loom timing here. But Leary, he had all the sheep at the start and seems to be pushing the deer quite nicely, and maybe he can even have a reasonable uptime as well. Why is Spring still not up? That's so confusing to me. I think he should have clicked up so much earlier. Look at that. He's clicking up and there's 400 food still in the bag. 500 food. He can click up to feudal edge twice. There's so much food. Oh god. I'm not sure what he's going for. Don't tell me he's going for more deer. Oh, he's going for more deer. Is he? What is his plan? He needs a barrack as well. Oh no, he has a barrack. He needs... is he trying to go for a stable? I think he needs to go for towers. That's not really how it works. Oh man. Okay. Calm down a bit. Everyone is on the way to feudal age, so no one... and why is Spring walling? He should know. Damn, I have to have the resource advantage. Look at that. He will reach feudal age with 800 food. Oh. Going for the wood upgrade. We see Matthias going for the stable, so is Hard. It looks like MBL most likely going for stable as well. So this could be quadruple stable. Make this 5 stables, and Leary's playing this double barracks. And yeah, I'm not sure that this is a great play here by Spring. Now going for the defensive tower himself. Not the greatest positioning. Look at that, only 5 villagers can actually work on that one. And he would love to have 10 as it seems. Now pulling over some villagers, trying to fight this down, but they already have 2 low HP villagers included. Trying to fight this down now, and she's instantly going down. What a horrible start here by Spring. Why is he trying to play it this weirdly? Not trying to force the issue here. Tower is up, and this looks like he will lose his berries. He still has mass amount of resources, so that's not the problem. But he didn't use them to full potential, if you ask me. Now going for stone finally. Could have done that so much earlier. And Leary is looting the tower. Why is... Well, he should fight this tower down first. Okay, scout for Mysterious, scouts for Heart, scouts for Timotheus, and scouts for MBL. So everyone is going heavily onto that as well. Spring should add some spearmen. And Leary probably should go spearmen only as well. Very tight base for him here. Losing one villager. Is still only Spring. So that's the only kill so far on this map. It was the Eagle Warrior before and this one villager. But now we can see a lot of more scout fights going on. Let's take a look. That one villager will die. At the same time, the retreat over here. And so far, clean game from AM. Now the big wraparound here, Spring out of position, didn't really scout this, trying to fight this off, and at the moment he is having 4 losses before he gets the first kills, and now his scouts are doing the work, but could lose 1 or 2 more villagers. Let's take a look, 1 down, the second one will survive, but suddenly Spring should have the best starting position, and he is 5 villagers behind. Yeah, this tower is a beautiful one, and will kill a lot if you ask me. I don't really see how Leary can fight this down, but... Well, it seems like those 2 towers aren't covering each other. Oh, yes, they are. So now Leary needs to retreat, and that's a hell lot of scouts here. Timothy is around, but that's mainly spearmen here of Leary, so that's not a big problem. The 2 brothers kind of trying to wall themselves. This is still open, but left-hand side is completely walled. Now we can see Matthias trying to run around, but last moment wall there by Heart. Next tower coming forward, and Spring doing a lot of damage here to Leary, who is on spearmen only, so not really a chance for Spring to ever attack into this. Oh, but what is he doing? Oh, Goddy. Now trying to get some walls up, trying to debate. Same time, Leary should wall this there, very open wood line. Yeah, we'll lose most of his farms, but then he will be fine. At the same time, MBL can't do much more with his scouts, or can he? Why is Spring not having a single spearman here? That is just so bad by him. And yeah, Leary will find a lot of kills here. Spring, seems like he instantly lost the tower there, and just says 11 instead of... Yeah, just taking this game seriously, and that's another loss. And look at that! Look at the KDs of other players. Matthias 0-1, Hart 1-0, and yeah, Spring is here for death for sure. 11 kills, 12 losses already in this game. So left-hand side, a bit more peaceful. That was the only unit going down. They both have quite a lot of scouts, but aren't really going for that. And bloodlines now for Matthias, so some random sheep, and I really hate that Spring didn't go for spearmen earlier and not for stone earlier as well. No bloodlines for him here, and I love that Timotheus walled himself completely and is now switching on archers. This feels weird if you think about it, that he is Magyars, but actually those archers will be really good against the mass pikeman defense of Leary here. So I like that decision. Hard. No bloodlines, but up to Castle Age and going for the +1 defense. Not the greatest gold for him. Not the greatest wood as well, but yeah, made the best out of his map here. And now the archers are coming in. Let's take a look. Well, there's still a lot of eagles, +1/+1 for them as well. Now trying to go for it. The micro has to be pretty good. Fletching coming out, and those archers are intercepted by MBL, so nice map awareness of him. And they need to focus down the eagles. The spearmen needs to be focused down by the archers, but only 3 archers. They are going down most likely here. Spring is committing. Hard is coming over though, and this will be a total clear up. Leary will fight this all down. I will love that they went for archers, but I think they should have waited for 6 to 8 and only then attack to really snipe down the Eagles and Pikemen, because this was not efficient at all. And AM taking a sweet lead here after this nice clear up. Materials around, but heavily under upgraded here. No +1 on either attack or defense, although now he has a defense upgrade, but still the +1 attack for hard. And one Eagle helping out as well. So we are going into Castle Age as a team, and I have no idea how those scouts got in. Oh, seems to be a hole over here at the house. And yeah, we'll see how Timotheus will try to defend this. One spearman alone won't do too much. Gets one hit off him, then loses his life. At the same time, Spring is trying to expand, but Leary already parking some Eagle warriors around there. So very aware of all the situations, and is now going on gold. Is Mr. Spring trying to micro bag that villager? Seems like he will do exactly that. Still had some scouts left, I thought, but no, he did not. And trying to get a sneaky tower up. Sweet spot, but yeah, we'll lose him pretty soon. At the same time, the Eagles are coming over, and Spring will most likely lose all those, but yeah, wisely walling this spot. And now Hart is sending over all the knights. Matthias quite far away. Switching on CA now, and Leary. Take a look at his resources. Spring could click up any second. Oh, golly. But Spring losing some villagers here. Spearman under STC trying to go for some damage. MBL now up to Castle 8 as well. That's really the two brothers against Hart and Leary. Masters of Arabia 2v2 tournament. It went in favor of the two brothers, beating Leary and Hart in a big upset 3-2 there. And oh, Spring really needs to get this tower up and needs to repair this as well, or needs to get a stone wall, but he is not having the reaction time he wants. He's going for the repair. I'm not 100% sure if that's the right option. I can't even click the house. Ah. Okay, well, seems like he's fighting this down. At the same time, oh, the CA is pretty efficient against Leary. He's dropping out 34 villagers, and we heard what a GG by. Okay. Well, that was a bit premature, I feel. But okay, well, Matthias just lost a lot of villagers here against all the scouts of MBL. He was completely safe. Double TC. Hard was a nice boom as well. Yeah, villager counts were pretty brutal here. Matthias losing so many villagers because he didn't see it. And yeah, Spring not really happy. And I'm not really happy with how he performed here as well. Beautiful defense by Leary, making the best out of the situation, pushing the deer, had the extra sheep. And then a pretty crisp start. And double barracks obviously helped out against three guys going scouts here. And then the archers switch. Not really in time. And well, Timotheus having a hole as well. So that was a big problem. Maybe they could have kind of team walled themselves together here, the bros. But yeah, we will see how they will perform in game number 2. That's the first win of AM so far. MBL just getting so many villager kills here, completely controlling all his units, perfectly organizing them. Hard, nice early boom, and pretty chilled game for MBL and Hard there in the back. How can players forgot to wall? Well, there was a hole, like Spring MVP. well, Very rarely the Tone is the MVP of the losing team. And this time probably wasn't Spring. Are the teams in voice chat? Yes, they are, most likely. Oh, I wanted to actually join them. I completely forgot about that. I'll ask them if I can switch in and find out. How much did you sleep tonight? Like 6 hours? Tomorrow I need to wake up at 7 AM, so... And like all last week I went to bed at 6 AM, so... Kind of trying to switch sleeping rhythm now. That's 6 hours too much. Wow. Now we have Rainforest and I should do Civ Pigs. You like the screen, right? You know it in and out now. So Magyars, we had Berbers, we had Magyars, we had Mongols. We had Aztecs and Malians. I got all the civs on my own this time. Next map will be Ring Forest. And yeah, still so many good civs around. Really talking about sleep? I had a counter for that once. During my, I believe, 40-hour stream. Yeah. Why does everybody hate Spring? It's so weird. Well, the list is long. Speculate started. Let's see what they will have in store for us on Ring Forest. It's a replacement for Aces because we had so many problems with the Aces yesterday. By the way, 100% of all the donations go into the prize pool. We're at the moment at $757. The next map is Ring Forest. I wanted to go for $500. We already exceeded that, but if you want to give some more pockets in, some more money into the pockets of the players, that's your chance here. Thank you so much, everyone who donated so far. Okay, Project Belgium, all good. Okay guys, then let's jump into game number 2. Now on Ring Forest. And start the game already. Timotheus starting with the Slavs, his teammate Spring. Close by to him, starting with the Chinese. Hoping for a good start that you have 2 extra farms so he can instantly go for a lot of food. Nice choice. We have an in-between enemy with the Mayans. Then their teammate is a Burmese Matthias, and on the right hand side, cuddling together are again MBL and Hart. MBL going for the Koreans, so probably wants to go for a tower rush. Let's see if that works out. And I just took a look. I picked the right overlay, guys. Aren't you happy to see villagers moving from second one on? As you can see, it's basically a donut map, and you can try to attack your enemies, but yeah, in the case of Matthias and Leary, you never have a safe back. You're always surrounded by enemies. And yeah, let's see how they will try to deal with that situation. Matthias trying to go for some blocks, but didn't really work out. And now the big question is how to approach it. Obviously this is an easy wall off, so this could be pretty sweet if Timotheus wanted to go for that one, and then they could just triple Leary the same time, walls over here are somewhat possible as well if Matthias wanted to go for them. And yeah, so I really like the options here for both teams, or like for both individual players. At the same time, MBL could wall this off as well and just go for a boom, because then he's super safe. Hart could just go for knights and raid Matthias. Pretty interesting possibilities here for sure. Let's take a look. The mill for spring now. Remember, I believe there's only one boar on this map, and so Mongol's not that great on this one. For example, is AM a new guild? In Age of Empires we call it clans, and well, new. It's like half a year old now, and Timotheus actually calling a restart. Seems like they didn't want to have their Burmese player spread out, and Spring didn't have the greatest start of them all either. So yeah, let's just jump into a new try of game number 2. Was there a game in the tourney so far where everybody was on their own? Yes. Is always the same player separate? No. Completely by chance. Map favorite USA. Felt like Timotheus could have walled this off, right? And I felt like Melkor had easier walls over, and then they could have destroyed Leary. Maybe defeat Leary and try to hold a 3v2 with weaker ecos. It's an option. Why didn't you name Viper's team the right name? They were upset. Because I didn't want to change the length of the columns. I know that their real name was Grass Megadot. You can read the answer directly under the spot where he complained. Who's Arena for the win? Exclamation mark bracket and scroll down. This is why they lost? Probably not. Dum bum 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 bum. Slightly down to 20 seconds. Yo. Okay, next try here on Ring Forest. Obviously the civilizations have to stay the same. Let's take a look how we are looking now, and this is again a 2-1 split as it seems here. We are starting with Timotheus, the Slavs, Spring with the super open map Chinese towards the right hand side here, Leary, and they will have to battle again Malians, but this time Leary is not alone, but he will have MBL, who has the Koreans and now has a more open map to potentially trust the left-hand side into Matthias, who is again alone with the Burmese, and the guy this time alone is Mr. Hart, but he has quite a lot of distance and he is playing the Hunt. So interesting stuff. Really, do you think slinging can be strong in this tourney? It's not banned after all. Yeah, I know. I didn't ban it. I asked all the players, do you want to have it banned? Some people said yes, please. Some people said no. Some people had suggestions. And most people actually said, hi, I got like slinging on those settings. One of the kingdoms, it's so... sling is nerfed, like the sling upgrades are cheaper, or more expensive, I mean. And, oh god, let's take a look. Matthias is getting the sport as it seems, yeah. Nice distraction to scout. And at the same time, walls are weaker and I believe even more expensive. So, and like who should really sling? Spring? No chance to wall. There's Leary? No chance. MBL? No chance of walling. Matthias? No chance of walling. Hart? Surrounded in the south by an enemy? Yeah, reasonable walls. An enemy at the top? No chance he can wall both sides. Timotheus? Left hand side? That's the only guy who could really sling. But it's so much better to go for early army for him. And even then, like, most of the resources aren't coming over. So people kind of said, yeah, if you made the sling work here, nice job. It's really tough, and I like to have it. Okay, MBL calling the restart here. That's quite weird. Okay, so both teams now completely out of restart here after game number 2. Seems like Ring Forest, a map, oopsie, that they really want to have a good spawning position here. I didn't mind to see the Hun player alone. And MBL was close to an enemy on an open map. Probably the boar situation. He wasn't down that boar, Patao. He still has his boar in the south. Team only has one boar, and yeah, his enemy got his own boar there. Polska fan, what's your problem? New nomad. Well, we're out of restarts now, so from now on we will play the games through, unless we have admin restarts. There happened to be a normal 3v3 situation with a pocket and all slinging could be done, but I didn't know about the sling nerf and Water Kingdom is interesting. Yeah, but even that's like a 10% scenario that you have the classical, no, a 30% that you have the classical 3-3, and even then, like, sling has to be a better strategy. So, yeah, I don't personally mind if we have like 10% of the games actually with some sling. Thank you so much for your support. Hey, Captain 584. So I think it's a bad idea to have sling completely removed out of the whole system. The aim should be to have it not as strong, but still as a viable strategy. And I think that's an option here. And I think that's the same we did in the last Nations Cup with the sling mod. People could still sling, but it wasn't as strong as before. And that's what a strategy should be like. Viable, but not imbalanced. And that's the word of the Sunday. Okay, jumping into no more restarts map, and again the 2-1 split, the most likely scenario of all of them. Timotheus playing again with the Slavs. Close to him is Mr. Spring, the Chinese. Then we have the open guy. It is Matthias with Burmese, so he is again alone and hard with the Huns alone. And on the other side we have MBL together with Leary, who is going for his ball very early. Very scared of the teams. And yeah, no more restart from any players. Spring, let's take a look. Is he trying to go for the boar here, or is he just trying to find wood? Going to the outside, I personally like to go more to the inside wood, and Leary, losing a lot of HP there with his scout. And what is Spring's plan with his villager? What is he doing with the scout? What is Spring doing? Complete fail. Like, did you, he probably tried to go for an early lane? But, well, let's go to the edge of the map. There's wood at both sides, and Spring is just scouting like, yeah, I wanted to scout wood and stone and gold first. Now he found the boar. Oh god, what a weird spring start again. Oh, Timotheus stealing a boar, so that's pretty sweet. And spring saying foo. Payback. What's happening? Did he delete some stragglers? Ah, he did delete stragglers. Okay. So Leary going for the denier. Oh, all 3 stragglers at the same site. And Spring... Well, he should have enough wood to build a lumber camp. I'm not going for it. That's a sweet start, Timotheus. 2 against 1. What is Springo's problem? Well, yeah, he built the mill. Well, Spring is dead. Okay, so he got lamed all his 3 stragglers. And he doesn't have enough wood for another lumber camp because he played mill first. Oof. Poor Spring. So, explain lame stragglers. As you can see, there are single trees all around the map. And you can get 100 wood out of them. But you can also, if you build something over it, they will get erased. And that's the thing that Leary did. He just built some palisade walls over those trees. You don't actually need to start them, but then the trees instantly get erased anyways. And now you can see Spring needs to go for long distance wood here. And 2 farms without lumber camp. We already start with 2 farms on this map, so that wasn't the problem. Just that he had mill before lumber camp. And what is going on over here? Mattheo's already trying to go for some aggression as it seems. And we see him already having 2 kills. So he already killed 1 scout and... Oh. Huh. Killed 1 eagle or something. Or a villager. Why was there a villager? Oh no, heart. So Mattheo's lost. What is going on? Okay, I'm a bit surprised. So it's 3 losses. So Mattheo's lost something against the boar. And Hart killed 1 villager and 1 scout. Okay, now we're up to date. Timotheus on the way to Castle Age. Oh, to Castle Age. Now I'm getting super crazy. To Feudal Age. And Leary is the same. So we will see... Yeah, some aggression around there. And oh god, look at that. Matthias even laming that boar. And seems like MBL didn't find it because that's super late. That's a super late lame. MBL probably didn't find it. And now he is walling the side. So MBL could actually go for an FC or something. Or for the sling. But he's actually going for stone. Now trying to wall in that villager. What's going on? Oh man. Okay, Spring is up after all. Now decided to go for the wood at the top here and trying to go for some crazy walls. Liberty will get some aggression down here with the Marians. Is he on stone? Yes he is. So that will be some eagles out of him. We still see some more aggression out of Matthias. And yeah, let's see. Villager fight should actually be in his favor. Lamers everywhere. That's so true. Now militia coming over though. We need to see Matthias micro this back. Hart doing quite a nice job there as well. And yeah. Now time to retreat. Spring finished his walls. Beautiful work. And yeah, now we're going into the arena that I wanted, the Oasis game that I wanted to. Why did Arena for the win get admin win yesterday? Just scroll down in the exclamation mark bracket. Is the final right after the series? Yes. We will have a small dinner break for Hart and me, and then we will go into it because SY is already late, waiting, and it's obviously super late for them. They're GMT +8. So I believe it's 1 AM for them already. Matthias still in the target here. Let's take a look. Trying to fight this villager down. Still no losses for Hart. He's doing an incredible job here. But Matthias is microing her back quite nicely as well. First loss finally of the militia. and doing quite a lot of damage, but Timothy is now coming over, and if two people go in for a villager fight and someone is joining with archers, that's like bringing a gun to a knife fight. Not going too well. Hard sending more villagers forward. Timotheus now migrating back, and that the two brothers, they should have pretty good team communication. Remember guys, Hard still in Dark Age, and Matthias as well. So they are playing this quite, let's call it slow. At the same time, it seems like Spring really didn't want Leary to get in here. And the tower rush is real against Matthias, so he is in a world of trouble. And Project Bellion, thanks so much for your probably €1. And yeah, some villager kills over here. And Spring seems to be fine against Leary, who will not do anything, but yeah, that's just so brutal here, the tower rush, and Matthias will not really have an answer to that for now. Will lose most of his farms and a lot of map control, and if they continue, if this tower goes up, the woodline of Matthias is in real trouble as well. Oh, and some sweet kills. Oh, and now Matthias wants to fight this down. Let's take a look at the tower here. Not really in range as it seems. MBL will get some kills. Oh god, that's so many. Look at the KD at the moment of Matthias. 1 to 8, and that won't get better. MBL building this a bit too forward as it seems, but will get more kills. Let's take a look. He is taking, oh god, more losses, more kills here. And this is looking so bad. Look at that military -1 even. Military count at 27 now, and his KD is 2 to 11. What a horrible game for him. At the same time, Hard now is even advancing to feudalate. Those archers aren't really killing anything. Spring still trying to somehow get onto the castle age. Wheelbarrow for him now, and oh look at that, Leary is coming around the whole map and trying to, oh god, so many more losses. Look at that, 2 to 16, and he doesn't have a lot of military because he's obviously still in Dark Age, so that's mainly villagers, and MBL is just killing. And yeah, I'm pretty proud how Arena for the Win are taking the name of the tournament very seriously here, because they are seriously letting their teammate die. Or is he really a teammate, because that's a poor guy in Dark Age who can't even farm around the starting TC anymore. Is now really trying to run away with his villagers, and I wouldn't be surprised if he runs all of them pretty soon and then tries to rebuild his TC. And the problem at the same time, Hard is even transitioning quite reasonably well and could go for double stable here. Yeah, he has no access to gold, but actually MBL is kind of towering him control of this gold. Okay, let's take a look. Matthias could be the spot where you really want to delete your TC. Leary even having some eagles here at the top, so yeah, Matthias deleting now and rebuilding it. So now how can we yeah, name the numbers here of map control? Is it like 20 to 80% or something? Isn't much more. Well, these skirmishes could even be better for Hard, or just sell some resources, because like those some scouts won't do much, especially without the +1 defense. He's going for the blacksmith, adding a lot of farms here. And well, trying to save those villagers. 2 left. He was trying to run around here, didn't want to run through the towers. And well, seems like 2 were safe, but the scouts are running around. Let's take a look. They need to get closer to the archers. 1 will go down, and he's even attacking both. 1 down for sure, splitting quite nicely. Let's take a look. Maybe they think they can defeat him here, but he actually already has this villager saved, and the reboom is going strong for Mr. Melkor. This villager actually died, and the boar Ripperino. Oh, and now we can see Melkor actually leading those walls just to have more wood and maybe build that farm a second faster. MBL still with mass map control. Look at how many towers he built. And he has to be pretty happy. Obviously didn't lose a single village over here. Actually, he lost a unit, so his KD is 20-1 as well. That's pretty enormous. Spring now Castle Age. But Leary already building a castle here, so he will go for plumed archers. We'll have the full control. And Spring now switching on to knights, as it seems. Maybe they can do something against hearts, but honestly, very tight base. And yeah, just so much protection here from FBL. Like, if they will have trade running through all this, it's impossible to go for a raid without getting attacked because, well, it's just a road of towers already prepared there. Oh man. Okay, Hart now even doing some damage against Timotheus, who's just trying to get all the upgrades done. Look at that crossbowman and botkin arrow, it's still not finished, and he's getting the damage done just shortly before all the upgrades kicked in. So yeah, got some HP kills there, got one archer, and now it is Timotheus and Spring trying to return the favor. Hart is trying to debate all the arrow fire. Look at that, just running back and forth. At the same time, MBL is finishing those towers, and well, he could just go for some wall wagons. Let's take a look. 270 stone. I think he shouldn't build another tower. Maybe it only wants to build towers all game long. 22-1 KD. Spring, a very peaceful guy. 1 kill, 1 loss. Matthias 3-33. Ay. Okay, now those scouts won't really perform too well in range or against those knights with Bloodlines End. +1, +2. Instant guard tower upgrade. Obviously, since he is Korean, those villagers are protected if he wants to jump into the tower. Walling that villager quite nicely. So, great job here by Hart. Using the help of his teammate. Same time, he's still fuel late. MBL's castle, and soon Leary will be pushing here. He is playing this with only 2 TCs so far. 54 villagers for him though. And we have the Timotheus and Spring both in the 40s. So big villager lead over there. MBL now trying to get his castle up, and then we have him probably going for some war wagons. Nice quick gate. Let's take a look. Can he wall this one off? Seems like yes, he could have, but got somewhat blocked. Huh? Maybe. Team Arena for the win. Can still do something. Yeah, that's a lot of arrows in the air. But I don't see the +2 attack. And I don't see ballistics yet. So MBL seems like he wants to focus on the boom for now. 2 extra TCs. And this castle could be denied. 3 rams coming. And maybe they can kill hard. But he will probably reach Castle Age as well, but not a lot of strong army out. Leary is, where is he coming? Oh, he broke through here, but Spring with the reaction time has a siege workshop already prepared as well, so maybe some mangonel action could help him out. He needs to finish that wall here. Leary is trying to push in. Spring needs to close this, or Leary's in, and he is indeed in, so that's unfortunate for Mr. Spring, who is continuing to push here. Can they get this TC before Hart is Castle Age? It seems like no, they're just lacking a bit of aggression here. Want to focus down the towers first, which I can, yeah, absolutely see. And Matthias going to Feudal Age. Look at that, a fast 26-51 minute upclick time. Good stuff by him. Comeback is real. And Knights killing a lot of villagers. Could maybe focus down on the back here. They could maybe get Hart down pretty heavily as well. 1 mangonel shot here against Leary. Let's take a look. Obviously Leary is so super aware. He's so incredibly good at microing those. I don't really see him taking a big shot there. Mangonel shot number 1. Good. Mangonel shot number 2 missed. Now trying to go for the repair. Okay, against 2 mangonels, not firing at the same time. This is getting a bit trickier. Okay, good hits, and yeah, well, Spring will clear this up quite nicely. At the same time, we see they are retreating because Mangonel was pretty beautifully walled in here and not much they could do. Aggressive castle now by Timotheus. Let's take a look. Is he playing this with extra TCs? Yeah, he's playing this with 3 TCs. Pop 59, but look at the eco of Leary. He will just wreck this game. And Spring, I believe he needs to go for heavy stone walls and lost so many villagers here. Oh, I even heard the water animation. Now trying to go for more villager kills, and Timotheus, nice aggression for sure, but so many towers. Now going for another defensive castle. Botkin arrow for MBL. He's at 63 villagers, so ahead against Timotheus. And yeah, we now see Hard expanding. And remember guys, they have the resources of 4 guys. That's all the gold spots of Theos actually. Getting an endless amount of stone as well, which should make MBL happy. And look at that, Matthias instantly going to Castle Age. He is really on a run, this guy. Could reach Castle Age before 33 minutes, but later than MBL and Leary will, or just a bit before Leary and MBL will reach the Imperial Age and will probably win the game for them. Siege Workshop and Castle at the time, so they will probably get a nice push here. And well, Spring's eco isn't looking that shabby. Nice amount of farms for sure. Would have loved to have this in another place and squeeze in another mill. But that's all okay. The big problem is, let's take a look. Resources Spring. Well, that looks like he is far away from clicking up. And Timotheus, he will click up pretty soon. But, well, then he slavs with mass crossbowman against a Korean. Not really a fun scenario. And we have Mangonel Micro. 1 HP on that Mangonel even. Let's take a look. Can he take the fight? And yeah, in the end, 50 against 1 HP traded. Leary is still working on that barracks. He wants to get that one down and let's take a look. Feels pretty over. We need to see Timotheus going for something great here, and I don't really see. Well, he needs to switch onto a lot of seeds and probably Halberdiers or something. But in all honesty, I simply don't see how they can push Leary. They need siege over here. That's even more important than on the right hand side. Maybe just play a stabilizing game over here. That castle is quite reasonable if they had a faster Imperial something, but MBL will just get the traps out a bit faster. Now even going for bowyards and Spring. Let's take a look at his vision. He didn't do town watch, or he didn't do town patrol. Not too surprising, but look at that. That's only 1 layer of palisade wall here. So you can just basically walk in. Okay, now going for more. But the tech is so real. Look at that. He still has no idea. You can see Capture Ram, Conscription, Diplomat Archer, Chemistry, all the upgrades in Spring. They're still in Castle Age. Now clicking to Imperial Age. But there will be no answer to this. At the same time, no engagement over here. Now we can see Timotheus probably go for some. Might as well. Spring didn't care about it, or didn't take care of his knight at that same point time. Now trying to delete some of the farms, trying to go for some more crazy walls, but honestly against 3 Capture Rams there, this is going to be pretty tricky. All the blue archers there with their 8 range, killing most of the villagers here as well. This is not going to work, and we will most likely see the 2-0 here for our Aftermath team. Walls now broken. Is there a hole? Probably there is, but even if there wasn't, we can see siege ram upgrade. We can only see 1 layer. Some knights coming over. No real army for Spring. He isn't really on gold. Now trying to send over his 5 knights, but they won't do anything. Leary is in and finishing the game. Magno shot. He needs 2 or 3 good ones, but that won't really change the game. Even if he somehow killed all those plumed archers, the game is absolutely over. Well played by Aftermath, and well, what a horrible game for Matthias there, getting the tower rush after still being in Dark Age in such a long fight. And then Timotheus wasn't really able to punish Hard well enough. Spring's defense there against Leary just put him behind way too far. Look at that. Leary at the moment, Pop 160, Spring only at 100. And 2-0 for Aftermath. Matthias was fine after 3 kills to end the game. Just sit back and wait till he gets calculate. Largest army 2. Same for MBL actually. That's funny. And yeah, buildings loss was pretty brutal. In the end, MBL actually lost 6 villagers there. But yeah, just look at how good the boom was of Leary here, and therefore in full control of this game. Right back in 30 seconds. I'll leave the game open, guys. They already launched, so we will jump into the next game within the next 2 minutes, and it will be SYNC Valley. Okay, I told them. SYNC Valley. Now everyone is asking me. Okay, so they're all in the game, want to know the map, and what was the Wars Coming drama? There was so much Wars Coming drama. I have no idea. Oh god. Could do a whole Talk of the Empire only with Wars Coming drama. Did I miss something? Not really. No messages, no questions, no one in the chat nearly at what happened to Arena when we won against Slam's team? What was the name of the last map? Best of how much? What's the score? When is the finals? How is this tournament called? What's the prize pool? What's map number 3? What am I doing here? Nothing is happening. What's the score? Really disrespect. Guys, it's important that you ask questions. If you don't ask questions, you will never get smart. Never. So keep asking. Making fun of the chat as a streamer. The worst thing ever. What's the meaning of life, the universe and everything? 42. When is the finals? This is live. Oh, I forgot this is live. But that rarely happens on my channel. Like, only every like once in a week I get the question, are those records? But what's your best bicep? My right one. How to become taller? Stretching. Where's Viper today? Yeah, what happened to Grassed Out? That's true. What's your education? I have a master in education. Yeah. Which questions should we ask to become smart? All of them. Who's the best 1-1 GM player on Volo Kingdoms? The Viper. Maybe... Well, there aren't many. Could be maybe Roomstock or me. Lily, do you masturbate? Yes. Will you overtake Jordan's Elo and become German's best player? No. What master? In education. How do you compare German porn to US one? I'm not even sure if I ever watched German porn again. Ever. Should toilet roll, if rotated, come out the back or the hanging down the front? The front! Oh god, the back is so bad. I have no idea how people can do this. So will he have a major crush on Lily? I can answer that for him. Yes, he does. Why is my skin around my butthole darker than everywhere else? Everywhere else? That's interesting. Are you a school teacher? Yes. Jordan sucks at the moment. You can do it. He doesn't suck. He isn't top 5 and people think he has to be top 5. Okay, let's jump into the game, guys. Answered enough questions and we are going into game number 3. It is... Oh god. Okay, well, this time luckily I took a look. And this is game number 3. We will have Hard and MBL very close together here. They have the Mongols and Indians, so 2 incredibly strong civs if you look at the middle, and this amount of shorefish and deer, so that's pretty sweet for them. And on the other side we have Matthias with Indians and Timotheus with Japanese. Japanese obviously going for the cheaper mills all around the map, and Indians with a better... Oh god, missing out here and, well, getting one boar stolen. That's pretty sweet for him. And go for the better shorefish. And the 2 players alone this time are Leary with Incas and Spring with Incas. So that's reasonable for them. And this looks like a good boss deal, even taking an uphill hit there. So has 27 HP instead of 25. Toilet paper folded. What are you teaching? AE? No. Math and social science for 1st and 3rd graders. Now rush out that house. Hard. Doesn't want to do loom. And yeah, I absolutely love this map. I'm expecting to see very aggressive moves here. Let's see what they can do. Livery already out on the map here, trying to go for shorefish. I think you should always go for the mill outside instead of go and try to mill your own berries. In this case... Oh, you don't even have own berries, so that makes it even easier. Oh, Spring trying to go for the first kill here. 9 HP on Heart's villager. And he's trying to attack another one, getting that one down to 10. Can he go for the double kill? What is his plan? Oh, or will he just lose HP and then run back? Oh, yo, yo. He should ask for scout help here. That's a pretty good scenario for them, that they have already 2 villagers that very low. Oh, what is he doing? Is he trying to go for that one villager kill? Seems like yes, he is. And then he could take one over. No, he's running back. 6 HP. Can he maybe get back into the TC? Not 100% sure. And at the same time, we see Yellow actually getting a kill over here as well, killing the eagle, but 1-for-1 trade over here. And MBL already up to the fuel age. Did your students get a free day when they beat you in AoE? They didn't beat me in AoE. And yeah, they would get a year off if they beat me 1-1 HM packs. Yeah, that's how generous I am. Reading drama is so much better than being involved. Oh god, that's so true. That's so true. Oh man. Okay, let's take a look how we see the builders. MBL up as we said before. Hard is up as well. Leary a bit later. But speaking of late, Matthias only now cleaning up, but a beautiful mill here. A lot of villagers working. Big problem. Timotheus actually went for a drush and is trying to harass that food income from Leary, who is going for a lot of walls here. Already has a lot of map control, and then seems to be going for some M&As himself. Lost the scout now. And, well, Spring is going for M&A into Eagles here, as it seems. So, interesting build-ups. Scouts probably out of Matthias. And Timotheus seems like he wants to go for archers. I personally am a big fan of going onto food-heavy units here. Like M&A, scouts, and just really abuse the beauty of all the shawfish. You have a lot of villagers clumped up at the front as well. Yeah. But we can see. Oh, let's take a look. Trying to go for those villagers. And look at that. Hard already microed his low HP villagers back earlier. Interesting stuff. And microed that one back as well. And look at how many low HP villagers we have here in this area. So now big engagement, and it's Leary fighting before he upgraded M&A upgrade. So that's a bit surprising to me. And now sweet spot here for Spring, although he's getting some hits against him. Let's take a look. Trying to re-engage, waiting for the third M&A, and that's a nice dominating position. Hard Scout is very low on HP. Maybe add one Spearman could be an option. Timotheus, he could now go into M&A, and I wouldn't be... Oh, he goes double barracks. That's interesting. And MBL is coming over. Probably wants to snag those 3 villagers. Let's take a look if he can speed wall this one. It seems like no, he can't. Maybe a Spearman could come out. But obviously, as we can see, this barracks is obviously doing M&A upgrade. So Spearman quite some time far away. Leary going for the +1 defense. All the villagers saved for now. Big fight over here. MBL is losing this one against all the villagers and scouts. One scout super low though, but the overall damage output seemed to be enough. Matthias even adding a second stable. He's going for the full rampage attack. Scouts all this area at the front. For now, MBL and Matthias still without any kills. And Matthias going for bloodlines instantly. This eco has to be so sick. Uncontested here, going for the shawfish. The fastest food can come in the game. Villagers on shawfish of the Indians has to be just so crazy. And at the same time, MBL still without Lou. And Matthias actually did collect 50 as it seems here, or even 61. And Matthias will just dominate this game, although MBL already on 3 spearmen, so that will scare them away quite easily. And the aggression continues over here. Timotheus now coming forward with an aggressive tower. Leary going for eagles. Is there an option of another tower? I don't really see him on stone yet, so that's very unlikely. And Leary seems to be fine here at the front. Timotheus, a lot of map control though. MBL not really using his scouts over here. Seems like Matthias won the big fight. Bloodlines and even having +1 attack. How is he getting all those resources? That's just so sick. Look at that mass amount of scouts having the attacks, and MBL now finally has bloodlines. But still, he can take the fights against 1 spearman, probably against 2 spearmen and the similar amount of scouts. Not really an option, needs to split those. Okay, good job. Matthias, maybe just go for another space and attack. And maybe can snag some villagers at another place. Maybe add some more spearmen could be an option as well. You see this pretty much 3 times 1v1. And hard against Spring is something we didn't take a look at for quite some time. Eagles now coming over, trying to go for some raids and be hard a bit out of position, but Spring running into the TC first. He's very exposed over here, and actually Leary very close and isn't seeing that. That's so funny. And did he actually... oh, he has no vision of that one. Okay. Could obviously snag all those villagers, and that would be a heavy hit into the food acre of Spring. But he will lose a lot of villagers. Look at that. He's now at 33 and will lose those 5-4 very sure, and could lose those over here as well if Timotheus isn't trying to go for the big attack. What happened to his tower? I don't really know. At the same time, those walls are closed for now, but now he is in, and that's a big engagement. Remember, Japanese have more damage output there, attacking a bit faster. Spirit of the Law would be super proud. Eagles from the back, though, should be enough to clear this up. Somebody just died, and a lot of interruption in the gold spot here. This looks still like a pretty interesting game. Mass amount of scouts, and this is another big attack here. Now the spearmen at the front. Military count here is 2-12 in favor of Matthias on this side, so they are in full control. Look at that, roughly 35 military to a whooping 17 only. At the moment, full control here is the team of the USA. Arena for the win. Spring going for another aggressive tower. We can see M&A against Eagle Warriors continuing at that side, even with the help of the tower. Third barracks, I think that is a bit of an overkill, but why not? Why not? If he's doing the damage, he should continue with it. Leary at the same time, already looking at, not too far away from getting Castle 8. But it's gone for Wheelbarrow now, and continuing to go for Eagles, which could be pretty interesting. Now bought some stone, as it seems, wants to get that defensive tower up. Matthias still active, wants to go for the +1 defense maybe. Now big engagement here is enough. Are there enough pikemen? It seems like they are focusing down on the villagers instead of the scouts. That's not the greatest scenario. Now losing all his pikemen. Eagles are going down, the villager as well, and Hart is holding this quite nicely. If only Matthias was around and helping him out. But he is just attacking over here, but he can still get a lot of kills here. MBL just completely swiped, and this could be so good. Matthias can go for so many kills. Let's take a look if he focuses on MBL first, or if he's maybe trying to kill some of Hart. MBL in a world of trouble here. What a beautiful game so far by Matthias. Completely wrecking this game here. Already has 34 kills on this very map alone, and we're only at the 20-minute mark, guys. At the same time, the push of Timotheus kind of continues here, and those scouts, trying to find a better engagement. Still, no bloodlines here for MBL, so that Timotheus or Matthias is continuing with all his attacks over here. Let's say set off, and he's just retreating. Is there maybe an option to go for Castle 8 for him? He is just having so much control of the map. 46 food, and indeed, I felt like, oh, there aren't coming that many scouts anymore. Is he maybe up to Castle 8? And yes, he is. Obviously, no big night rush coming from him because he's Indians, but those strong camels, I don't mind to see them. Melkor put himself in a good spot to maybe dominate the whole game. The big question is, can he do enough against MBL, who is going for spearmen only? Oh god, he's now losing too many scouts, and he's not having the +1 defense. Spring trying to continue an attack over here, but not doing enough damage, and doesn't even have any upgrades on those scouts. That's a big on those Eagle scouts. That's a big problem. And would love to see him getting the +1 attack, +1 defense. He is going still 4 barracks. Pretty strong attack here, and getting a lot of sweet free food. Next attack of Timotheus coming around here, now going for the blacksmith or something he was lacking for such a long time here. And let's take a look what he can do. Leary now sold some wood and food, trying to buy some stone, needs to get that tower up. Let's take a look. If those M&A are closing down the distance, they can obviously shred all the villagers and the tower down here. It seems like Leary will get the walls up. Maybe kill 1 or 2 villagers, tower against tower. That's not really going to happen. Outpost, and yeah. Now Timotheus kind of trapped. Let's see, can he wall those villagers? Seems like she is ahead. Maybe some gate action? Not really. But can maybe snipe 1 or 2 villagers, so that's good for him. At the same time, Eagle Warriors now coming over of Leary, trying to fight off against Matthias. He needs another unit to complement his camels, because camels alone won't do too much against the mass spearmen here of MBL. I think he either needs to raid someone else, like Hart, or he needs to add something against MBL. I would love to see him just now go for the full raid against Hart. Would make so much more sense. Spring, losing villager after villager, going for the crazy forward. Now Hart is running around. Let's take a look. Spring doesn't have enough spearmen out. Oh god, MBL, no, don't take this fight, oh god, Matteo's losing so many HP here, that was just horrible for him. And yeah, losing 1 camel, but in HP, probably lost like 2 or 3 there, 1 tiny misclick, and don't tell me he's really trying to take this engagement. Why is he trying to do this? That doesn't really work out, and I think he just should run around. And oh god, why is he taking this in such a small area? Oh, I don't like his decision making at the moment. Just run around, take another fight. But why is he taking... Oh god, and over, he's throwing this game at the moment. Oh no, that's so horrible for him. Okay, Spring only now getting the +1 attack. Timotheus, he still has a scary army, and he is soon up to Castle Age, and then they become longswords. And longswords, they become quite better in Royal Kingdoms here. And let's take a look. Camel Archers now fighting this up. I'm not sure if he really wants to take this engagement. That's just so much good army against him. The Eagle Warriors and Pikemen only now, or Spearmen only. Pikemen upgrade now coming around. And yeah, that's what I said, Matthias. He needed to raid. He needed to run around. He cannot fight this army. That's just so cost inefficient for them. Now see slingers here by Leary. Beautiful reaction. I thought, okay, this will be tricky to go for a crossbow defense, but just thinking, okay, Incas, I'm in the perfect position to do the damage. And look at that, 60 HP on those longswordmen. They can really do the damage. I don't really see him having arson yet. But the big problem is that Matthias just, yeah, he won this fight, but it was just so cost inefficient here, if you ask me. They're still in a good position to continue this. Spring wheelbarrow, and then probably is trying to go up to Castle Age. At least I hope that. Well, his eco isn't the greatest still. He has so many eagles and trying to keep the pressure up here. Lightcap in the middle. They could get so many villagers here. Spring at the moment still at 50. Look at that. The USA team quite heavily in favor when it comes to villagers, but Spring will lose a lot here at the front, and that's pretty ugly for him. Ay. So many villagers going down. He's trying to send eagles over now, but he needs to send spearmen. That's not the right option. At the same time, he returns the favor quite a bit, trying to go for another sneak stable. And we see longswordman now being pushed away. What did we see? Was there a big go? It seems like Leary is defending there with the slingers. Nice situation for him, but camels are coming over, and the camels obviously kill the slingers so easily. And then the longswordman can maybe fight down all the towers, and no more gold for Leary in that case. Let's take a look. That gold spot is somewhat blocked. That's the Tower of Timotheus. And at the moment, no more slinger production for Leary. And those 2 towers are down. Leary in a world of trouble now. I can't really see him countering that, and his military count at the moment is at 5. And look at the military count of the USA. They are playing an incredibly great game here at the moment. They're ahead in military, they're ahead in villagers even. This should be their game. Oh, some slingers out though. We just need 5 more camels. Ah, Timotheus needs to run. Would love to see him getting 1 or 2 more attack upgrades as well. Spring actually still has some villagers left. Yeah, he had some losses here, but just think about it. He's now massing up a lot of army, has enough stone to maybe even go for... Oh, that's a big fight. And that's against the Indians. I believe this is better for Hart. And yeah, Spring really needs to wait. And then he has a pretty strong army. Look at that, 5 barracks, pure production. And if he gets all the upgrades, looks pretty good. Everyone basically has 10 more army than their enemies. Let's take a look. Camels doing again some damage against the slingers. We have not a single defense upgrade. More raids against the gold spot here of Leary. I believe he really needs to fight down this tower to just get back onto gold. It's looking pretty bad for him. MBL at the same time, Mongols pikemen push, something we don't see every day. And yeah, I think Matthias should just request the Eagle Warriors. Just think about it. So many Eagle Warriors are on the map for Spring, or Eagle Scouts for now, but soon to be Eagle Warriors. They could just clear all those pikemen up so easily. But most important thing is still the raid against Leary here, who is kind of dying at the moment. Points are still better for AM. I have no idea why. Probably because the team is wasting so many units. And where is the pikeman upgrade? Oh god, we are lacking the pikeman upgrade for such a long time already. He is castle and he's still producing. Just cancel those, and he's fighting so many camels. That would really help him out so much. And look at that, longswordsman now going ham again to TC. Leary is losing his starting TC here at the 35-minute mark, and is losing all his slingers as well. What a beautiful, oh, and a beautiful ground attack by Timotheus as well. Let's take a look. Is he going for a second one? He went for a second one, but out-microed here. But not really important. And yeah, where is MBL at the moment? Now controlling this middle area. Mango Dice. Yeah, queued up here at the production. Now Hart maybe wants to control this area. Spring, please get the pikeman upgrade. And well, that's another reasonable fight for Spring here, if you ask me. Remember, we are playing with a 5.6 balance patch, so camels are still reasonably strong for sure. Another TC going down here, and suddenly Leary at 38 villagers and Matthias at 80. This could be a win for the arena, for the win team. Jesus, give me a pikeman upgrade, Spring. What's going on? Doesn't have a lot of villagers on gold, but he has the resources to just click the pikeman upgrade. It's so important, I feel, against facing mass camels all game long. Matthias, let's take a look at his eco. He is at 3 TCs, has still all the resources, is still getting some shorefish. If you ask me, I would love to see him add some more mills, but he's expanding towards the middle. Spring still having some free food as well. See Leary finally finding another gold, but his base is just killed. And Timotheus, I don't like this castle, not really, yeah, controlling a lot of area. Not really gaining anything. I think a castle more in the middle could have helped, trying to push over. And yeah, the single player over here, Leary, completely swiped out and losing his 30C in, yeah, 3-4 minutes here, and so many villagers with it. He is basically out of the game. So now we see Matthias, Timotheus, and Spring playing with the pikeman upgrade. Finally, probably a 3v2, and Spring still was so annoying. So, oh god, and that's another annoying tower. He's still controlling that gold spot. And Hart, oh, he is now switching into M&A. And, well, that's not really the thing you want to go for as an Indian player, but seems like that's his only option. Matthias is up to Imperial Age. It's looking good for the brothers. Where is Will Work for Ice Cream when I need him to shout USA, USA? Not there for now, but emotionally, he's with us. Leary with a strong 14 villagers now trying to go for the reboom here. The game is still, oh god, the pikeman rate is real. Timotheus is now coming over with all his longswordmen. Let's take a look at his resources, and he has quite a solid food eco, even building another TC basically only for farms. And maybe he is getting over, and then they have a pretty nice push against MBL. Yeah, he has some mango dice and 2 defensive castles, so, well, okay, MBL, I think he should be strong. I think they should really go against Hart here, who only has camels. They wouldn't perform too well against that amount of longswordmen. But maybe, oh, maybe they're just trying to focus down one castle. Let's take a look at Matthias. His, oh, only 1 barrack, only 1 ram, that's not enough. Let's take a look. Maybe they just focus down on this. Would be so interesting. Camels trying to get some map control. And Spring continuing without the sling. 2 push here, more eagles, and he is just going for the full out attack all game long. Now trying to go for the split around. MBL trying to get a castle up here. What's the plan? Not 100% sure. That obviously could be interesting. Let's take a look. I believe that needs to be cancelled. With all those longswordmen, and they do some damage. Jesus Christ. Was that cancelled? MBL. That was not cancelled. 580 stone and GG. USA Arena for the win. Is taking a win, guys. First series that is probably going to end and didn't end in a 3-0. So pretty happy to see that. What an incredible game here. Spring playing crazy, walling, towering everywhere, crazy attacks. Matthäus, Indian Antachigo obviously is the great thing. Oh, cheaper villagers. You get endless amount of food from those shorefish, and yeah, just scouts. Instant bloodlines, +1 attack. Beautiful moves by him. Timotheus with the tower, the M&A rush here against the Incas, and Leary thought he could do it with the eagles. This time he couldn't. Military. Oh, Hart still got so many kills against Spring there, who really threw a lot, but yeah, he still had the better free food as well, and that's just so sweet for them. Let's have some villagers work there, and no, it was his imp. Ah. 8 seconds, 5 seconds before the game ends, so it's not even on the timeline. Great game, guys. Can't wait for game number 4, which will be Golden Hill. Let's take a look at the civilizations. Did I forget? Ah, that's unfortunate. So that will be tough. Ring Forest. We had Koreans, we had Huns, and we had Mayans. So I'm proud of that. We had Slavs. We had Chinese. And what did Malkor have? Oh, he instantly died. I believe it was Berbers. Did they take Berbers twice? Well, okay. Okay, this time they had... Let's just put it that way. They had Japanese, Indians, and Incas. On the other side we had Mongols, we had Indians, and we had Incas as well. Am I confused? Did they pick Berbers twice? Tell me, guys. Where's my... Someone had Burmese, okay. And let's just say... Ah, they had Burmese. Matthäus had Burmese. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I was so confused why the villagers were too slow. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Okay, so now on Golden Hill, our 4th map. And... yeah, still a lot of civs to go for. This is more... probably something that we can take... care about if we go into the long best of 7 series. Still a lot of good civs left here for Golden Hill. Maybe we can see Cross for the very first time. I hope you're all enjoying the show. Italians seem to be a very good pick on Golden Hill, guys. For the guys who are trying to figure out what civilizations they want to go for. Great show so far. Thank you so much, mate. Spread the love, spread the word. USA, USA, USA. Agree. I'd love to see a second edition of this tournament either last this year or next year. Super fun games. I believe the next edition I will do will be Regicide with those settings. But yeah, I don't mind to have this late this year, maybe. What will be the next tournament you host? I won't host the next tournament for some time, I believe. Thank you so much for your sub, mate. We will have a 3v3 tournament, FSY coming up. We will have the DM 2v2 tournament coming up. I will have to cast Masters of Arena 5. Escape AoE will have something. So there are at least 3-4 big tournaments for the next 3 months. Maybe half a year. Yeah. Will I play game 4 after literally getting wrecked by Disrespect Longsword, or just finding new opponents for them? Good luck. Well, I don't think that Disrespect Longswords were that bad. Actually, against Incas, if he doesn't go for archers, which he didn't, it's pretty good. 4v4 Regicide? No. I think I like the 3v3 format. Who do you think will win this tourney? Has to be SY or AM, I think. I personally think let's say AM in a 4-2. We will see. How's Baby Hippo formed? Bloop. And then ears and feet. When will the next clan-based big tourney be? In March. There will be a 3v3 tournament hosted by SY and sponsored by SY and MEMP, and organized by MEMP and supporters. Yeah, that's funny. I should make it 4v4 and force AM to play with me. Is Y pulled out? What? How many times did you get asked about Crashed Out? Not that often. Like four, 5 times only today. SY doesn't sponsor that anymore. Oh, I didn't hear that. Well, I still think like MEMP. Didn't he raise the 2.5k? Then I think he should just do the 3k on his own. Like, it's pretty similar if it's a 5k tournament or a 3k tournament. But, yeah. When will you join Aftermath TeamSpeak? I think I will leave it to them this game. And then we'll ask them very politely. later. Let me see if I can find them in TeamSpeak first, if they're on the same server that I'm always using. Ah, well, Matthias Spring and Timotheus are there, and MBL Very Hard as well. So, yeah. I think it's pretty fun to have like one team, and then I don't like need to switch the channel in between games, but just unmute my headset. In would be a bit better. When will there be coaching? Ah, not so soon, sadly. I think like 3rd weekend of January, like in 2 weeks. Yeah. Phoenix Gaming International is giving 2K for the tournament. Who is that? We won bet 500 to 1 that USA wins? No. Okay guys, seems like they needed to switch host, and now we are going into game number 4. Will be played on Golden Hill here, guys. Remember, still 2 match points here for Aftermath. If they win one of the next 2 games, they will face SY, and the team trying to destroy their dreams is Arena for the win. Spring, Timotheus, and Malco. And oh, I am misclicking this all the time. And we have fixed positions. No, so this is just a team spawn by random chance. We have MBL with the Berbers. We have their pocket Leary with the Italians, pretty far away from any water access. Hard playing the Teutons. Interesting stuff. Probably expecting H6 of the enemies. Turks for Matthias. Franks for Spring, and Italians for Timotheus. So interesting stuff. Big problem for the Aftermath team is that Italians doesn't really have good access to the water here. Look at that. Only like 3 deep fish for him. And well, it's still a walkable distance, but way longer distance than Timotheus, who could be pretty close by. Oh god, I'm so happy that people are complaining about the team spawns, and therefore really enjoy the crazy other games that we produced with all the nice settings that we had here. For the guys who don't know this map, I believe they took the wrong one. Big Golden Hill, I wanted them to pick SY Golden Hill. So we have no relics in the middle, which is not what they sort of went for, but the map in general is very similar nonetheless. Max amount of gold and stone in the middle, that's what you want to go for. You have some gold spots and stone spots here. And let's take a look. Already doing some damage here. Timotheus against Mr. MBL. Wasifiano and Melkor. The 2 brothers playing a lot together, having their own stream as well. Spring is streaming. I think all of them kind of streaming as well. Let's take a look. Hard is pretty fun as well. No team spawn is the best thing I've watched in a very long time. Thank you so much, mate. Apparently it wasn't even SY Paladin came to MEMP. Okay, well, I will read all that discussion a bit later, and now we'll try to focus on the game a bit. Leary building the dock, and oh, that's even uglier for them. That heart is so close, and so they will take their the deep fish together, and there's no good fish for Leary anymore. Look at that, 1 shorefish over here, 1 deep fish very far away, and there's no shorefish around, so that's very poor for them. At the same time, it seems like Matthias double lumber camp before any dock options, so that's a weird stuff. I think he will probably plays his FI or something. Okay, number 6. Second board here. Timotheus seems like a solid Italian start for them. Very short distance here against MBL's Berbers. This is looking like a good start so far for Farina for the win. Oh, unless Timotheus is racing his... No, he is not. Really trying to go for the big walls. Sometimes that's not really possible. For example, MBL, he has some walls to do if he really wants to. Well, yeah, he has to wall with the C basically if he really wants to be safe. Thank you so much, mate. And now Leary is up, so he will go for the Grush and try to protect his team. But yeah, not the greatest spawn for them. Oh, MBL didn't even find all the sheep yet. Just want to scout a bit in the front. Timotheus getting a kill against MBL here. Was that the scout? Was that the end of the dreams of him? Yeah! So lost the scout there. And a quick wall. 5 players up. It's only Matthias who is only now getting his ball. Look at that. Only for some fish. I think with his strategy, the late uptiming, he indeed, and look at that, that's what he's doing. He is building a back dock here just to have safe fish. Shouldn't go higher than 4 fishing ship here really. But yeah, just will have a nice solid eco and then probably will go on to Janissaries, a unit that we don't really see too often. And Resonance 22 would be super proud to see the power of the Turks coming your way. And MBL, well, he seems to have the task of the team. We want to team wall. MBL makes that happen. And he's trying to. Guys, I like that you're at my channel and supporting me, but please stop the hate of other casters as well. Another defensive dock here by Spring. I absolutely like that. They know they cannot really hold the water. Yeah, they will do some aggression over here. MBL will lose the water. Timotheus will probably even go for 3 docks. At least that's what I thought. Oh, that's a bit too much on gold here. Solid 7 on gold. That's a lot. With only 1 lumber camp. That's a weird distribution, I have to say. And Matthias with a pretty solid start so far. Up to 7 fishing ship, is adding some here, should actually go for the deep fish. I'm a bit surprised by that. Will lose his fish here at the front. And yeah, it seems like they are playing this completely open. Spring is going for a stable, and so is Hard. So that could be scouts against scouts in the middle. Spring obviously having more HP early on, being the Franks, but could lose that advantage once Hard gets onto the bloodlines. Timotheus losing his scout here, as we just saw. Now the nice fish advantage here, controlling that front area, and yeah, we see Leary just going for the water, but as we said, has a big problem before. Not really a lot of fish for him. Unfortunate situation. Spring really needs to defend over here. Matthias. Mr. Malkor still not in fuel rate. Now trying to defend this, and this still looks like, as we said before, Conquistador, Janissary build. With 4 villages on stone, building the market. I want to see the blacksmiths and then probably the uptiming. Maybe 1 or 2 more fishing ship wouldn't hurt in here. Timotheus is winning this fight, trying to wall himself. That's pretty sweet. Could use some more back walls, but could take so much time. Same time, we didn't see much demos, but now this could change, and this is a solid hit there. Hitting 3 and 2 completely, I would say. Trying to micro back the full HP ones. That's a strategy that we don't see too often. At the same time, Spearman at the front, taking some damage here by Spring, who is still very active, and yeah, that's pretty good for the whole team. If Spring gets a map control of the middle, we see them going for Janissaries. That's super sweet, and that's tough because actually we see the enemies going for double scouts, so they should have the advantage. Spring needs to make sure to constantly produce a Spearman though, either for aggression or to defend himself at home. And I think I would have liked to see Matthias go for a barracks as well, just to be safe. MBL walling himself completely here. What an interesting game. Promises to go very interesting. And yeah, all comes down to Matthias. Will he get his castle up, and if so, where? Because over here it doesn't really make sense, but if he controls the middle, if he gets enough villagers in the middle and has the control, then it's looking so good for them. You should maybe even think about Leary sending some ship over here. Oh, I'm not sure if that's the greatest fight here for MBL, for Spring. But the Spearman is helping out, and at the same time Matthias is getting some villagers back onto the water here. And yeah, I feel like 6 is too much, 2 was too few. Tough decision here. Now trying to go for the defensive tower. Berber still very active. And MBL going for stone now, so that feels like he wants to go on to camel archers. I've probably never ever seen camel archers against Janissaries. So yeah, I'm as curious as you how this will perform. Now we can see the migration of the villagers. Matthias indeed did build a barracks, so I like that a lot, just to add a bit more fighting power to him. MBL still active with his scouts. Oh, they need to absolutely control this, but seems like 2 spearmen are enough here. And Spring, that looks like a solid team strategy if you ask me. Spearmen around, 1 guy going for water control, 1 guy building the Janissaries in the middle. The problem is they are still super open, so if the enemies are all going for something like knights, where will they build the castle? Very much in the center. Would have even loved it a bit more forward, like over here. I think could have been even better, because now MBL, yeah, he can go over here, but that's going to be tricky. But it's just like Leary and also hard and get some excess of here, but it's tough. Janissaries will always rate that, and that's a good position so far, I would say, for our team. Arena for the win. Leary now trying to go for a transporter. No one walled. You don't need a transporter. Okay, on the way to Castle Age. Leary, Hard, and MBL. We have Spring not up and Timotheus not up. So, yeah, all our eyes are at Matthias at the moment. Trying to get some defensive walls up here. And Spring sending some villagers forward. Obviously would love to get a TC up in the middle as well. Let me take a look. Oh, still some villagers on stone here, Matthias. So could maybe go for more castles. Okay, who doesn't really have fish left? Actually, that's pretty funny that Matthias still has 2 fish left here. They still have some control of the ponds, so does Spring. No one else docked in the ponds of the AM team. And that's still interesting. Those Janissaries, what can they do? Remember guys, the big problem, yeah, there are all the gold in the stone in the middle. And this gold is running out pretty soon. Less than 2k gold for hard. Let's take a look at Leary. Huh? Around 1k for him. And MBL is around 2k as well. Oh, and that's a big flock. So yeah, okay, water is completely locked in favor of Leary here. Going for Botkin arrow as well, so that's a clear win. At the same time, Janissaries, they need to get answered. Probably by mass knights. I'd love to see some monks being added, or maybe some camels. But probably a French player with 3 stables isn't the guy who will really add some camels. And now this is the time where Timotheus either should really fall back or take the fight. Yeah. Pro casting for you. And yeah, what I meant, like, either go back and get the upgrades and then later take the fight, or really force the issue now, as long as he is very close in distance. And he could lose his starting TC, honestly, against the war galleys here. Still water active. And take a look, what are the Janissaries doing? Still trying to push. Let's switch into the point of view of Hart. What is he doing? He only has 1 stable, trying to go for the Monk defense. Monk defense, not really a thing against Janissaries. There's only 1 range difference. Huh. And that castle is denied for sure. I don't really see that working. And Matthias in a lot of trouble. Still 2 monks out. And I personally think Hard would really die here. Take a look, now up to 4 monks pretty soon. As I said, range 9 against range 8. Pretty tough spot here. And Matthias is at 50 villagers. He is having 3 TCs even, and he will soon build another castle in the middle as well. And they are running out of gold, and if you're running out of gold going for monks, not the greatest spot thing ever. 4 monks now, let's take a look how good the eco or the micro of Matthias is. Eco of Lyri looks somewhat okay-ish. Monks going in, but also going back, now taking some long distance shots. Jumping back into the team. Matthias just too aware. Now going for more control. They have all the gold control. Spring is now having quite a lot of army. MBL actually going for the camel archers. First convert didn't happen. Matthias is running away. Now trying to get the TC up. Convert number 1 denied. Convert number 2, oh, well, he gets 1, okay. Matthias needs to run, gets 2 converts, okay, so nice job here by Hart. We'll get this TC up. Matthias couldn't really manage to get that done properly. And Lyri now going for coinage, and they are trying to sling probably MBL up. Timotheus is going for coinage as well, so double sling here, or not double sling, but let's say both Italians, after doing some fighting on water, are now deciding to go for the control of the middle via slinging. And Matthias just in such a good spot, that castle will absolutely go up. Spring just controlling this hill quite nicely. 3 stables for him. Needs to send villagers over, and that's what he's doing, already building 2 TCs. And let's take a look at the resources of Matthias. Is he up to Imperial Age? Well, 70 food only for him, and he's not really building a lot. Yeah, he's raiding some, but military count only at 8 for him at the moment. I'd love to see him, yeah, think about Imperial Age pretty soon. Same time, MBL. How are his resources looking? Ah, it seems like he is thinking about Imperial Age a bit sooner. And he can obviously go for a lot of raids here against Timotheus. If he is slinging, he's now going for banking as well, but he could lose everything. Look at that. Oh, Timotheus is actually sneaking around quite a bit of his fire galleys. Lyri now. Oh god, Timotheus still has so many fishing ships. How did that happen? I think he really should raid yeah, Fëanor here. Only 1 defensive tower. He can easily raid 15 villagers if he goes for it. That's such a big difference. MBL. Soon out of gold. 400 left. Selling wood, selling stone. Every camel archer he built is just so costly at the moment. For some small kills, not too important. Oh! That's a better engagement than Fëanor probably could have been hoping for. Now the sling starts. Obviously the big problem is fire ship are so much more costly when it comes to gold. So the sling of gold isn't that big, but they have the gold control, so that's not the big problem. Matthias up to him. MBL will be clicking any second here as well. And then we will have the big fight. Camel archers against Janissaries probably. Oh, Lyri is actually up. Why are they... That's weird. And MBL, oh god, I think that's the wrong decision. I think that's the wrong decision. To send both up. I think just sling... well, now it's getting weird. I think just sling MBL on condos could have been the best decision. But yeah, I know how weird that sounds. Not really an option to start trade. And still all the gold control here for our team from USA. And we will clear this up quite cost efficiently. Holding some camels here and there, but not a big problem. Third castle here for Matthias. He doesn't have a defense upgrade on his Janissaries yet. Would also love to see some siege workshops here. Also most likely we'll need to go for some bombard cannons for the big fight. MBL continues with camel archers. Let's take a look at the market prices. 57 for food, 45 for wood, 88 for stone. So they use this quite heavily. Only stone at quite a reasonable range. Hard now up to imp. Okay, so all three of them are actually playing this towards imp. And on the other side, we have only Matthias contesting the middle at the moment. Spring maybe going for some more knights. No, getting intercepted here. So that's double group of camel archers. So MBL will have quite a strong army here. 34 military for him. Well, maybe they can still do it. If Hart goes for mass rams, Leary goes for mass water. And MBL is getting traps and camel archers out. Or actually only camel archers if they have enough rams. It could be an option. At the same time, still Fëanor slinging his brother. Look at that! How much fish is he getting? That's just crazy. Oh god! Look at that! 32 fishing ships! How could I miss that? That's such a big eco boost for them. Okay, Hart is now slinging Leary. Oh, that's only some food. Okay, that's not so important. Okay, Leary doing some damage here. Does he not have ballistics? Seems like most of the arrows are missing. He's getting chemistry before... well, he probably wants to go for cannon galleons. Are they trying to set up trades? Not really. They really want to go for this one-time attack. Seems like Halberdy attack from Hart. Maybe someone going on to Hussars could be an option. Obviously Hart with Teutons, not really the one who could go for it. Camel archer right now. Is this still an option for AM to win? I think the camel archers obviously will do massive amount of damage. One bombard cannon sniped and that's costly. Actually the costliest unit in the game. And mass galleons. They could raid around here. Strategically they're playing this somewhat clever. Got me. Carroneering for Hart? What is that all about? Okay, now he just wants to clear up those Janissaries. That won't be a problem. Literally preparing demos, but, well. Yeah, that will be a clear up. I'm not sure if Matthias should have done that. I think he just sort of stayed on top here. Not sure. Well, those knights could actually take care of the galleons. And, well, that will be a very one-sided fight, guys. And... yeah, I'm just trying to go for some micro, but look at that. Not really a close one. And suddenly Matthias, military count, will get into the single digits here. No! 10, okay. Well, close to single digits. Well, that's just stopped for now. Wheelbarrow very late for Leary. And yeah, that ram attack failed. Cannon galleons now the option here for Leary, but he has only 13 range against the 14 range already prepared for Matthias. Who's going for the defense upgrade for infantry? Is Matthias going for condos as well? Yes, he is. Interesting. So condo will be... that's interesting. So paladins for spring and condo bombard cannons for our Turk player. Camel archers. Uh-oh. Now they're having troubles getting some snipes in there. Just let's take a quick look at all those fish again. Oh, but the micro is very important here as well. Sorry, guys. Well, spring just sitting back and for now has a pretty good food eco. Solid one for sure. And obviously they have all the gold in the map. Trade amount won by Leary. Camera archers getting something done. Hard coming over with halberdiers. And now the cannon galleons fighting down this castle. Maybe a trap could make a bit more sense. And especially because it's uphill, that's going to be pretty tricky. No elite camel upgrade as well. Now the trap's coming over and he's going for janitors. That's actually a pretty good unit that doesn't cost any gold. I believe it's still Liberty without ballistics. Yeah, now he's researching it. Okay, that makes sense. Cannon galleon still range 14 here, but now overextending a bit. Fish gasms. Uh-oh, now the Cavaliers pushing in Camel Archers. Castle Age Camel Archers actually. Won't perform too well. So I mean like no imp and Leary MBL and Hard. They're tapping out without a big engagement to end this one. Sick. They see the massive amount of Cavaliers and they tap out before Spring can have his fun and end this game. Guys, we are going to distance. This is going to a 5th game. What a great series we have here. Arena for the win. A team that a lot of people said like, oh, why are they seeded so high? And I said like, I'm a huge fanboy of the brothers. I think they can do well on those settings. And everyone was like, not too sure. They don't really have a strong third player. And well, they took a nice strategic win in this one. And yeah, I believe that double scouts wasn't the right strategy here. Maybe someone going for archers in the middle or a tower rush could have done a bit better. No trade in the end. Timotheus actually got quite a good sling out, did he? 7k there. 4k to Spring, 3k to Matthias. Great job. Oh guys, you know what I always do if we go to the decider game, the last game of the series. And I know what I want from you. Spam that chat with some Nilly hype. Guys, I love this so much.
Jonke.
Ay, 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 ay. Guys, cross. We still have so many good civilizations to pick off. We have AM can still go for Burmese, which are pretty strong. They can still go for Franks. Maybe Spanish, Portuguese could be interesting. And the other side, Arena for the Win, still have Malians, Huns, maybe Britons, maybe Aztecs. So I feel like Arena for the Win actually has better civs left here. And they have like the backwind of 2 wins now. This could be the big upset, guys. Everyone who leaves now is not a very clever person. Maybe clever, but not a very clever person. Are you in Tyrant the Hyper? Maybe. Spring Huns, 100%. It is a good scenario for them, yeah. USA versus China. Immortal battle. It's... could be interesting. Spring didn't took Huns so far. He didn't. But that will change now. Set off. Game on. Game number 5. And we have the split around spawn, guys. Everyone is next to 2 enemies. So we have Timotheus and Malians. On the other side, we have Malay for Matthias. We have Spring going for the Huns. And now we switch around. We have Hart with the Japanese. In the middle of the map, basically, Leary with Burmese. And we have MBL going for the Celts, guys. Whew. For everyone who doesn't know the map, it's basically Arabia, but you have 4 ports every corner. 1. Whew. Okay, I need to breathe a bit. Calm down, because it's going to be pretty crazy. Project Belgium. For the 1 Bolaro. Thanks so much, mate. Hard. Building a lumber camp. Let's get excited. No, guys. Okay, let's stay reasonable here. And yeah, Spring is going for their hunt. That's pretty nice for them. Timotheus going for the Malians, probably the strongest civilization on this map in this game. Matthias going for the Malay. Could go for some crazy uptimes, crazy tower rushes for sure. Leary going for Burmese. M&A aggression is an option. Maybe later going for some Rambis even. Very short distance here. MBL. Actually, already fighting with Spring, and it seems like Spring has more HP on this one, but MBL is sending a villager over, and that means probably Spring will run, and then MBL can get that boar. Let's take a look. Spring isn't running. He at the same time is trying to get his boar, and MBL is even doing loom. That's a good start for MBL. Look at all this deer over here. They really need to fight for that one. And yeah, furthest away from everyone is Hart with the Japanese, and he will be the only one really going for an early dock, and that puts him in a beautiful spot. And remember, guys, Japanese now on Vulnerable Kingdoms with Bloodlines. My prediction is high score for Hart in this game. And he will have more than 1.5 times the kills from the second guy. Let's see. Let's see. Still a lot of options here. So much deer, Celts, and Hunt, obviously. Would love to get hold of that. Both pretty strong on the wood eco. But absolutely take this as well. Oh god, this will be so good. And yeah, Spring absolutely won't contest that one. On the other side, we have Timotheus going for the dock. Pretty sweet for him. Who's going to the right-hand side? Seems like no one really going for the right-hand side. Oh, Matthias, did he not scout that boar? Well, he knows. He should know. He should know. At the same time, MBL going with the mill. So spring, so no one talking in the South Lake. No mill here for Matthias, so he's sending... well, he doesn't have a second building so far. And he will be housed. So that villager will run over and build a dock. Good for him. Here we won't have a dock. So it will be 2 dock against 1 dock. And still no house for Matthias. Oh, that will be late. Now sending the second villager over. Saving 5 more seconds of the IWTC time here. That he's building this one with the second villager, 25 to 20 seconds. But not the greatest thing. MBL actually building the dock, so it will be 2 docks against 2 docks. We will see Spring without 1 and Leary without 1. It's all okay. And look at what Timotheus is planning. That to me looks a bit like an FC build. Even adding a gate. Oh, what is this all about? Go for this gold. Ah, yeah, okay, just building it a bit differently. And we have the first players going up already. And we are just checking, okay, this guy didn't dock over here. Not even sure if Spring really knows how this map looks like. Well, he most likely is. Yeah. Okay. And Matthias still not up. Kind of a shaky start for him. Need to now click up with Pop 23. On the other side, we have MBL. Still not up either. What happened here? 480 food. And now needs to drop some. 509. And is clicking up. Probably the fishing shop helped out a bit more. Now going on to go this. Is he trying to go M&A with only 3 minutes on food? That's not really going to work, mate. Should probably go for some more deer. What is Spring playing here? Now sending villagers over, and he is playing his comfort zone. He's playing the hunts. Timotheus seems like he will just... I don't see a barracks from him. Where are his villagers? Let's go in this point of view. Timotheus, I still don't see a barrack. 1 villager in no man's land. This is Malians, not Khmer. Well, he starts checking. Yeah, he's completely walled. Is he maybe slinging? Second dock by him. He doesn't have a mill. He can't build a market. What is his plan? Going for water. Against a guy who isn't on water. Okay. Not sure. That's a viable strategy. The forward of the from the side is coming. He did actually build some stone walls even. Now trying to get some at the front. What are we seeing here at this side? MBL indeed is going for M&A and now trying to go for some deers here as well. 2 on gold. Still the water control pretty nice for him. Deer still going for this as well. Militia against M&A at the moment, and those M&A are very strong. Look at that, 6+1 already. And no M&A upgrade for Matthias in the world of trouble. He needs to fight this, but he doesn't really want to. Now he needs to wait for his M&A upgrade, and you see Leary already with the archer range here. The only thing working for Matthias is that he has a dock and Leary doesn't. But that's it. What is Timotheus docking here? Does he not know what his map looks like? So weird. So weird. And now going for a tower here. And on stone. I'm so confused what his plan is. Going for the stone walls. Huh. Okay. Seems to be fine. Same time, Spring getting towered by MBL. They are playing their very aggressive 1v1. Spring, what is this of a tower? Absolute no man's land. Going for a stable. I'd love to see him with an archer range as well. The single archer could do quite a bit. Same time, Matthias kind of trying to survive. Every fishing ship that he gets out is so good for his whole team. And now we can see a lot of fishing ships queued up. Still have no idea what the plan of Timotheus is. Spring's tower, well, he will go up, but what then? Oh, scouts only against the Cal player. I'm not 100% sure if I like this. Onitsu. Why isn't he building an archery range? Another defensive tower would really help out as well. Can he get the walls done? No, he can't. And now... well, defensive tower is coming up. Trying to fight against this scout. That's pretty nice for him. Scout still around. Could do some damage. The tower will finish. And this is all fine. Some losses here for Spring. But in the end, he's holding. The big thing is, though, still MBL with water. Spring without any. Same time, Hart could even go for more water control, if you ask me. Second dock could absolutely be an option here. Here's desperately trying to hold on. Fishing ship count, let's take a look. 15 to 12. So overall, that's pretty even for the two teams. That was a big engagement here. Sorry for missing that, but I didn't think that Spring was actually trying to force the issue here against MBA and Spearman. Timotheus even buying some food. He will be clicking up to Castle Age any second, and he can go for Knights and can just kill either MBL or Leary so heavily here. Uh-oh. That's... guys, the upset is real. This could be the game where Timotheus completely wins the game. Oh boy. Or will AM make it happen? It's still hard, completely walled. He's going for his archer ranges. He's up to Castle Age as well, and he still has more army left. So yeah, he can maybe go for some more aggression. Fishboom is better off Timotheus though. Hart isn't exploiting the lake to full potential. Neither is MBL. You could just go for 10 fishing ship dudes. It doesn't hurt. Same time, Leary is still pushing 70 military to only 6 at the moment. 0 fish for him though. Theo's trying to micro and actually getting a kill without losing a unit. MBL up to Castle Age here. He will be in a very good spot against Spring. He loses another villager now. Skirmishes around, trying to get another tricky tower up is MBL, but is getting fought down. And those, well, got a couple of archer kills here, but now probably should get cleared up. Oh, actually, can they get this one villager? Spring try to micro. Yeah, but didn't work out enough. Some low HP villagers, not really. Okay, so that's cleared up, and now the big question is, what will Timothy... oh god, he goes for... oh no... Gebedos. That's not the right unit in this situation. Just go +2 knights and kill everything. Makes so much more sense. Oh, I'm not sure if I like this. Absolutely not sure. Think he had the time. Look at that. Leary has 1 tower, 2 towers, completely open. MBL, 1 tower, 1 spearman, completely open. Hard around with some crossbows. Oh, yeah, soon to be crossbows. No protection there. Could have been so much better. Ay, 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 ay. And he's going for the boom and Gebedos. They won't perform too well against the crossbows. He won't really do the damage against the Rambites of Leary. I feel Timotheus is throwing this game. He had the full game in his control. Had the big fish boom. Look at that, still 19 fishing ship for him. Maybe rush the Imperial Age a bit earlier and then goes for cavalries. Okay. Probably wants to be safe with the castle. He doesn't know what Larry and MBL, that MBL and Larry are open. Well, he can just scout, right? And he has... well, he should see that this is pure aggression. By the way, Spring scouting is very minimalistic, we have to say. Like, he scouted like 4% of the map or something like that. Oh, and losing more and more units here. Oh, the micro heart is just so brutal with his crossbows. Now killing those, and it's looking pretty good for a... let's take a look. Now the battles are coming over, and +2 defense, +1 attack, and GG Aftermath is taking this series. I felt Timotheus had the chance here. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. I believe he went for the wrong strategy there. Grush into a lake without any enemies, and then going for the stone walls here, going for the Gebetos. I think Knights could have done so much at all points. Spring in a tough spot. Matthäus obviously very short distance here against Leary, tough spot as well. 3-2 for AM. Obviously the team advancing that probably creates the better final, but I also would have loved a big upset here, and that Arena for the Win could have taken this. Directly following this up, I would say, like after a 10-minute break, we will have AM against SY. Yeah, stay here and watch this great series with us unfold. Coming up pretty soon. Achievements. I said Hart will be the leader in score, and I said 1.5 from the second one. 6 kills away from that. Yeah, still felt like Timotheus' choice wasn't the right one here. Matthäus actually getting to 55 villagers. Impressive stuff by him.